We're in the place they call the Rose Garden in downtown Portland, Oregon, the home of the Trailblazers, where we will be broadcasting today's action live. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. And the Houston Rockets starting five. Harden out there with Jeremy Lin. Then there's Eunice. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Howard in at the five down low. And for the Trailblazers, Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. Batum and Aldridge are small and power forwards. And it's Lopez in at the five spot.
That's a nice way for his team to get started.
Yeah, really nice start for his team to get out in front here.
You know, a lot of turnover over the last few years in the front office in Portland. And it's so difficult to make a transition as a team and get better and improve steadily when you don't have that continuity upstairs.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers gave me just a couple of minutes. He said he certainly followed the rise of Jeremy Lin into a prime-time point guard in this league. And he told me we need to try to limit his penetration. That's where he's most effective, slashing and with the drive and kick. Guys, Lin has certainly been working to improve his outside shot. But sometimes you have to pick your poison, and they'll live with him shooting from outside. Back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And as a player, it's hard, sometimes to focus on just playing basketball when things are getting jumbled around upstairs. And there was a lot of jumbling upstairs with the Blazers, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but it is part of the territory. And these guys are human, even though we think they're robots because of them being professional. When things are bumpy within the organization, it can make it tough to handle your business between the lines if you're a player.
Good foul there defensively. Make him earn 2 points from the line.
I agree with you. I mean, no freebies. Don't give anybody an easy opportunity. Make good use of your foul there.
You know, Houston for the last several years has tried to get a star player on the roster, but it's so difficult to do. There's only about 10 of them in the entire league. But what they've done is they've put a lot of good players on the floor. They've built their asset base, and they're poised to make a deal when the right one comes their way.
Now, here is Harden. Takes the three. Gets it to go. Harden's got himself on the board with three there.
And his skills go well beyond just his scoring ability. They really can run their entire offense through him.
Really, if you don't have a top 10 player in the league, you just continue to gather talent, and that's what the Rockets have really done.
Yeah, and you call that stockpiling assets. If you aren't building around someone, then you get as many good assets as you can because they're always movable. And I think Houston has done a nice job with that. They're in a position to add pieces or either trade for additional pieces now.
And here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Here's Matthews. Here's Aldridge. And easy 2 points on the layup.
Right now, it's all working for them here in the first. The shots have been falling.
Yeah, their offense has been very impressive. If they keep this up, Clark, they're going to be tough to beat.
Now here's Howard. Parsons. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Parsons got his first 3 points of the game.
Chandler Parsons was really an amazing story last year, guys. Taken in the second round out of the draft from Florida. But the Rockets got themselves a gem, an impressive player, good all-around offensive skilled guy.
And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Pop up the ball at one end and get beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
Howard in the post. Lopez is there. Howard's shot is good. And Chandler Parsons ended up starting over Chase Budinger. He's not as explosive as Chase athletically, but at 6'10", a very good ball handler and passer.
And sometimes when you're looking at that fourth or fifth starter, it's more important that he be a Velcro guy than an outstanding player statistically, just to make things go smoother and operate better with that unit. So he brings size and a good skill set, and he's got some versatility, which enhances the starting lineup.
Here's Lillard. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Sinks the triple. Batum's got 5.
That's a a defensive let-up right there. I mean, they've got to close down on him quicker when he's in three-point range.
Howard with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. So for the Trailblazers, Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Mo Williams subbed in for Lillard. Ashiq has checked in for Houston.
I like the defense, guys. Really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one. Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. The Rockets making a switch here.
Give it up, your laser dancer.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Outside Williams. Batum. Back to Williams. Shoots the 3. Tries again. And it's Ashiq with the rebound.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Batum with the steal. Goes up.
Oh! How about that basketball, man? Wow. Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. Here's Garcia. It's good from long range. Garcia's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, the Rockets just missed being part of the playoffs. Based on the record, the 9th seed in the West. That doesn't get you anything, but a number next to your name, really. Good luck for next year. They were in it, though, right until the end.
Damian Lillard.
Back to Jones. There's the pick. Parsons guarded by Wright. And Garcia kicks to Ashiq. He feeds it to Garcia. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Going back to the Rockets, only 2 games back of Utah for that 8th and final conference playoff position. Steve, looked like they just kind of ran out of gas near the end of the year.
Well, they were right there down the stretch, Kevin, but Utah was a little bit stronger. I think injuries may have played a little bit of a factor as well for Houston, but this is a team that you expect to be in the mix year after year.
Here's Lillard. The Rockets making the shot. Back to Aldridge. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Tries it from 9. Rockets with the rebound. There's 1:26 left in the first quarter. He kicks it to Ashiq. Gives him the lead pass. Beverly. And he makes good on the layup. Now just a 1-point Trailblazer lead.
Well, everyone seems to have the hot hand here early on.
You know, if they keep up this scoring pace, we'll definitely see some big point totals from both of these teams.
Pass to Aldridge. The kick out to Wright. They get it again, and that is good.
They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
On the basket by Jones.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. Nicholas Batum unable to get his shot to go. The dish to Garcia. Three-pointer. With the second effort, it's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Watson.
Here is Watson. Feeds to Lopez. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
9 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. He gets it up. Incredible shot to beat the buzzer.
Boy, that is such a huge play. I mean, a lot of guys would rush that and throw off their mechanics, but he was textbook perfect.
He sure was. Took his time and just a gorgeous last-second release.
Well, it's been a high. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, Steve, Clark, what are your thoughts?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Rockets, we've got Terrence Jones, also Chandler Parsons out there. Ashik is out there with Garcia and Beverly. And the shot is good.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
You know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Dwight Howard's such an impact player defensively. You ask players around the league. Kyle Korver said he definitely changes the game. You can't just feed your post man. Not a lot of people can post up Dwight and score on him. Carlos Boozer said you have to break out something from your game. Step out and hit your jump shot a little bit. And guys, Joakim Noah maybe said it best. You better get your rest the night before, I'll tell you that. Wise words, Kevin.
Well, he knows. We've seen some real battles between those two, thanks to us. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Well, when you think of Kevin McHale, you think of a Hall of Fame basketball player. In his days with the Celtics, he was phenomenal. 7 All-Star appearances. He won 3 championships, playing next to Robert Parrish and Larry Bird. Boy, he was something.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. The Trailblazers making a switch here. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Now, here's Lillard. He's guarded closely. Batum. Here's Claver. Takes the 12-footer and hits. And going back to Kevin McHale's playing, is one of the great low-post scorers. 13th, in fact, all-time, Steve, in career field goal percentage.
Well, when you think of low-post guys, I mean, to me, McHale, with that litany of moves he had down on the block, was just incredible. An amazing player and part of that dynasty in Boston during the 80s. That was something to watch.
Here's Aldridge. The Rockets pull it in. Ashik's got his 3rd rebound on the night. He dishes it to Parsons. Cans the shot from the wing. And it's a 5-point Rocket lead. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
One thing you can say about Portland fans, they love their Blazers. This has traditionally been one of the toughest places to play in the NBA because of that rabid fan base.
Now here's Jones. After the miss from Damian Lillard, Ashik dishes to Parsons. Houston moving the ball around. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
Great look, disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
And you can hear it as soon as you step into the Rose Garden here. Clark, you and I, when we got here today, you know, this group of fans, this base, they love their Blazers.
Some of the best fans in all of basketball, and the Blazers would put on the show for the fans here. I mean, especially last year, they were much better at scoring points at home than they were on the road. There was a 10-point differential between home scoring and road scoring for this team.
That is something else. Now a timeout called by Portland.
Houston ended up on the outside of the playoff group, and last year it came down to them just not being able to beat their conference counterparts. Had they done that, perhaps they would have been part of the playoffs.
Both teams changing it up here.
Give it up for your Blazer dancers.
Trailblazers trail by 5. Clark, you started a good conversation there about Houston and what they did against the West. They were 23 and 25, and hard to make the playoffs from under 500 within your conference, Steve, in that category.
Well, it's such a difficult conference, so many strong teams. So if you're going to be under 500 in your own conference, you're probably not going to make the playoffs. 23 and 25, not a bad number, and that's why Houston was close, but it just wasn't quite enough to get them into the postseason. Yeah, Harden is really an instant offense type guy, Kevin. He's been a role player off the bench the last couple of years, but it seems like he's ready to emerge into a star. He's instant offense when he comes into the game.
And, Steve, it's not just because Harden can get hot in a hurry. It's also because he can find ways to get the shots he wants. And he isn't just a catch-and-shoot guy. He knows when to put it on the floor, create some space, and then pull up for the 2. He's also a better passer than advertised.
Aldridge, the pass to Matthews. There's the 3. That one goes. Matthews has got 9 points.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
From deep, Harden, and the shot is good.
Unbelievable. Three-pointers for both sides in just a matter of seconds.
Now I think it's a matter of them just trying to top each other.
Well, Terrence Jones out of Portland, Oregon, won a national championship at Kentucky a year ago. World of talent, there's no doubting that. I think the question really has to do with his body language, his attitude, his motor. Can he be a guy who can enter the game and really bring a ton of energy to the floor? He's got the talent. We'll see if he's got the attitude as well. He's starting to put it together now, guys. He's added 2 3-pointers after hitting 1 in the first.
Watson kicks to Lopez. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Goes for the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Matthews dishes to Lopez. Gets the bucket. Lopez has got 4 this quarter.
Looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
And for Terrence Jones, the question over his disposition may have hurt his draft stock a little bit, but if those concerns prove unfounded, he has a chance to be a terrific NBA player.
Yeah, I like what I've seen of Terrence Jones. He's matured in his 2 years at Kentucky. He's extremely versatile, kind of a combo forward. A lot of times that can be viewed as a negative, but you can find the spot for a guy with his skill set. He can shoot it, he can rebound the ball, he can pass it. I think he understands the value of playing a role, even if he's not a star on an NBA team. That's foul number 2, and I think he's got to be really careful not to pick up the 3rd before the half.
They double him with Matthews. Beverly.
A pretty solid opening quarter, but struggling now to find his range.
Jones, guarded by Robinson. Gets it to go. 6 points for Terrence Jones.
Well, they've really cranked up the intensity, tracking down those loose caroms, stacking up second chance buckets in a big pile.
And those hustle points, Clark, I mean, that's just another reason why they've got the lead here.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, the Portland Trailblazers, a team that's gone through its share of turmoil, from front office turnover to injuries to their star players, but franchise big man LaMarcus Aldridge says that he loves the chemistry they have in the locker room, saying, quote, "There's no egos. Everyone just wants to win. And we have a bunch of guys who know their role, who are happy in their role. That's been hard in the past. We've had guys who want more, and that can mess up chemistry. I like this team a lot. We have great chemistry, get along well, and I feel we are going to win a lot of games, too. Kevin, we'll see."
A lot of talent, Doris. They're keeping them all working together. Harden the pass to Jones. Robinson on him. Here's Harden. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harden's got 16.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see them double up here.
I agree. They haven't been able to succeed with single coverage to this point.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Well, he was somebody you didn't want to put at the line a year ago. He made 85% of his attempts.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
That free throw good from Harden.
Well, last season was a disjointed one for Blazer fans, but, you know, they support their team so well that even last season they had that frenzied atmosphere in Rip City. That's why it's one of the toughest places in the league to play.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
We've seen some great shooting from him today. They've got to lean on him a little bit more.
Harden outside. Smith kicks to Harden. Houston moving the ball around. Another miss by Houston. And Portland, you look at the city, and it's all about the Blazers, certainly, and they're the main attraction up there, certainly in the Pacific Northwest now with no Seattle. It's all Blazer basketball. And the fans, Clark, really support them in a major way.
And it makes a big difference, Kevin. You know that, a live building where the fans are behind you. Even in a down year for the Blazers, they were tough at the Rose Garden. They won 20 and lost 13 there, and part of it is because of the way the fans respond to them.
Aldridge left side. Right, Batum guarded by Harden. And that one's good by Aldridge.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Kept alive. Another shot. That's tipped. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Garcia. Hands it from downtown. Garcia's got 11.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
And there's the pass to Wright. All sorts of time. The Rockets pull it in. Kicks it to Smith. Leonard with the steal. Shot no good. And that concludes the first half. Rockets ahead. They lead by 8. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thursday night means basketball on 2K Sports. Thanks so much for joining us for the halftime report. The Houston Rockets in front against Portland. They've dialed in from long range, an incredible shooting performance from outside. James Harden absolutely lights out. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play into the fourth.
Matthews and Batum on the perimeter. Robin Lopez out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Lillard in at the point guard position. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
That's going to be important for this team to fight over the top of screens defensively.
Yeah, you got to tag him and stay right close to him because with his touch, he doesn't need much space to get his shot off.
Rockets leading by 10. And Garcia kicks to Lynn. And stolen by Lillard. Here's Batum. They grab their own miss. That's blocked. Dishes to Lillard. The feet to Batum. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Now the Rockets with it. 10-point lead. This is their biggest.
Well, you knew that Dwight Howard had his days in Orlando numbered. That was clear. You just didn't know where he would end up. But his move for this team definitely was the big story of the offseason.
He's whistled for the 5-second back to the basket violation. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Lillard with it, and it's Lynn picking him up. Here's Lopez. Gets the bucket. Lopez has got 9 points.
Well, getting back to Howard again, I mean, anytime you have a chance to get probably the best center in the league, it's a huge deal, and I think you just go for it. You do whatever it takes to get him. So I think this is a coup. I mean, Howard's had his problems. He had the back issue last year, all the controversy as he tried to get out of Orlando, but in the end, this guy is a monster, the best defensive player in the NBA, and really right in his prime.
And the Rockets with possession here. The Blazers getting the bucket. You see it is to Lynn. Passes it to Smith. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists now in this one. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
You know, you look back at what's happened to the Blazers over the last few years. It's very sad. This was a club that was poised to be one of the dominant teams in the West, and then the injuries just set them back big time.
Injuries can creep up on a team, and as Steve said, Portland had so much promise just a few years ago, really even at the beginning of last season. But look what's happened. No Odin, no Brandon Roy, and he was alluding to that moments ago, Clark, and that's tough. Those were cornerstone pieces for that organization.
Pillars for you, Kevin, and it's terribly unfortunate to lose 2 players of that caliber. You can see why the Blazers basically had to restart.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Ashik is checked in for Howard. Montezumas comes in for Smith. And Chandler Parsons in for Francisco Garcia. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Houston had an interesting season a year ago, Kevin, because remember they made that trade for Pau Gasol before the season started that was rescinded by the NBA. And then Kevin McHale, who was the first-year coach for the Rockets, he had to mend fences with the guys who were supposed to be involved in that deal, and he obviously did a nice job because the Rockets went on to have an excellent season.
Oh, look out!
Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
And that last replay, courtesy of Sprite. He feeds it to Parsons. And he's good on the 3-ball. Parsons got 8 points.
I'll tell you what, 3-point shooting, a huge factor for them offensively.
Man, defensively, you got to make an adjustment. I mean, you can't continue to collapse inside and give these guys quality looks.
Now here is Aldridge. He's got 14. Shot from 16. The Rockets pull it in. Parsons got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's the screen. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Jarrell Wright's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Mo Williams subbed in for Lillard. Montezumas guarded by Robinson. The Sheik kicks to Harden. Fires for 3. And another 3 for Houston.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
He needs to hustle. It's Matthews on the wing. Right side Matthews. He passes it to Robinson. Williams kicks to Wright. Off target with his 3. Rockets leading by 12. He kicks to Parsons. Puts up a 3. It's Mo Williams with the rebound. And it's Omar Ashik with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Now Lillard. He has 6. Batum passes to Lillard. Gets a very good look and converts. Lillard's got 8 points. Here's a sheet and an emphatic dunk.
An open lane right there. Pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
Pass to Lillard. Robinson dishes to Leonard. Batum. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Batum a screen on Harden. The dish to Robinson. Number 3. The Rockets pull it in. Harden's got his 5th rebound in this one.
You know, James Harden has started to draw comparisons to Manu Ginobili for his ability to really do it all offensively. Shoot, drive, create, and of course, being left-handed, that helps too.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
You know, guys, you look at that James Harden-Ginobili comparison, and they both can really run the pick and roll effectively. They're slashers, they're smart, they can shoot the three, they've got the mid-range pull-up. I think Harden still has a ways to go defensively to be on Manu's level, but he's making strides there as well.
So both teams making some changes here.
Give it up for your Blazer dancers.
Aldridge kicks to Lillard. Back to Aldridge. From 12 feet out. Hits it. Well done on the second effort. Rockets leading by 12. Feeds it to Parsons. He dishes it to Jones. Easy shot. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here, just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high-quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
Here's Batum. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Batum's got 13.
Seems to have lost his touch this quarter, guys. 1 field goal in 5 attempts.
And Brewer kicks to Jones. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers trail by 12. There's the pass to Aldridge. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Kind of defense just couldn't get a hand in his face, couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
1:11 left to play here in the third. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Earl Watson's checked in for Lillard. They can shave the deficit to single digits right here. Watson with it. Aldridge a screen. Watson kicks to Matthews. Kicks it to Batum. Clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Nicholas Batum out of France, a much coveted young player, a cornerstone for this Blazer team for the future. Brings together all the things you want to see at that small forward spot. Length, defense, shooting ability with range, and of course, finishing around the rim.
And Nick Batum, a player who's long and athletic, as Steve was talking about, still very young. We know he can already score Clark in the NBA. He is a wonderful prospect.
Well, you always look at length because that's an asset coaches and teams like to have, so tremendous defensive potential there. He could develop into a scary two-way player.
Here is Watson following the score by Houston. Shot from free throw range, and that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 18 points in the game.
Doing a nice job of knocking down jump shots, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, Steve. I mean, their mid-range game has been formidable and right on task. Really picking this defense apart.
Trailblazers trail by 11. And here's Watson. Outside Matthews. Aldridge covered by Brewer. The 15-footer. The offensive rebound. Lopez. The shot no good. It'll count. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets lead by 11. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Who's had the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Let's go to Doris Burke.
Hi, Kev. It's the Rockets bench who've had the uncontainable game today. When you can rely on that second unit for a contribution, it's a huge asset, and they've shown the ability to contribute in bunches off the bench, guys.
Doris, thank you. And what a difference their bench has truly been making here. They really changed up the game.
Well, you know, Kevin, when you have this sort of bench performance, you really throw off the other team's rhythm. You take them out of their normal matchups. All of a sudden, the game changes strategically. And I think you, as a team, kind of gain control of the action.
I couldn't agree with you more, Steve. And credit the coaching staff for seeing and seizing the opportunity here. They mixed up assignments. They moved guys around, off and on the floor, and they got the boost that they needed from them.
So with Howard sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Kevin McHale right now. They've got Smith, Terrence Jones out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's Ronnie Brewer and Beverly.
Almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
A different look now for Portland. Robin Lopez is checked in for Robinson, and it's Batum for Wesley Matthews. And a change for the Rockets. Howard's checked in.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
The Rockets with another miss.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And that's the only way to stop him, Clark. The defender.
Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right, not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of him, and they paid the price.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. Back to Aldridge. Rejected by Howard.
Well, for LaMarcus Aldridge, he has become one of the best power forwards in the league. I think when Brandon Roy retired because of the knee issues, Aldridge really became the focal point of that Blazer offense, and he's started to dominate down on the block, and he's become really virtually unstoppable down there.
First free throw is good. Clark, when you talk about Aldridge as a post scorer, what makes him, in your opinion, so tough?
I like his touch, Kevin. He's long as well, but he's got tremendous touch. He continues to develop his footwork, and he's added an arsenal of moves that are really tough to defend, so he's got the full package down there.
Wesley Matthews checked in for Lillard.
Now, there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Williams passes to Matthews. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Jones has got his third rebound tonight. Howard dishes to Parsons. Can't connect from short range. Trailblazers trail by 9. Dishes to Batum. Launches it. The shot is off.
He's trying to get it going from outside.
Off his leg. And the ref's whistling a kickball. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. That's good. And the Rockets lead by 11. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Outside Williams. The feed now to Lopez. From 17 feet out. Portland again missing.
And that rebound pushes their margin to +5 on the board. Solid job on the glass.
Well, it's just part of what they've done here to build this big lead, and it shouldn't be overlooked. I mean, rebounding is a huge part of this game.
Down low. Good.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Rockets leading by 11. Passes to Parsons. Hits it from three-point range. Parsons got 10 points in just the second half.
And an easy look from outside. You can't give him that much time and space.
Now, and that's been a theme here tonight, Clark. They're going to have to do a better job of closing out and getting a hand up on three-point shooters.
They get it back. Misses the layup. Rockets have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. To the inside. Goes right up. Up and in on the layup. Parsons got 7 points for the quarter.
Wow, has he caught fire this quarter, shooting the ball with tremendous confidence.
Doubled by Howard. He feeds it to Lopez. They get it back. And Matthews kicks to Williams. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Williams gets a screen from Lopez. Back to Batum. A second chance effort. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Batum. 22 points for Aldridge. Rockets leading by 14. Beverly. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
The Rockets making a switch here. Ashik's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
Seems like more and more the last few years we've seen star players demanding trades. And I don't want to sound like the old guy, but when I played, that wasn't something you did. And if you were going to do it, you did it privately behind the scenes. Nowadays, it seems like it's on the front page every day.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Still trying to get into the swing of things here offensively. It just has not happened for him here.
The shot by Williams, no good.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
And Steve, that might be the big thing you talked about. When it happens, a trade request, it is done through the media more now than it's done, privately through the avenues of team to team.
But, Kevin, we can't really just blame the players for that. It's also the modern time of social media. It's so difficult to conceal any type of information these days. It seems like everybody has a voice, and everyone's business is on the internet and on a blog every single day, on social media. Really difficult to handle as a general manager or as a player.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Lillard's checked in. Houston with a big group substitution here. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, I had a chance to find out what the Trailblazers head coach was going over with his guys. He told his guys, it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
Here's Garcia. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Rockets lead by 16.
Boy, they have just gone crazy from three-point range since coming out of the halftime break.
Boy, it's been 1 3 after another, Steve. An absolute barrage.
Here's Moniunas. He kicks it to Ashik. For 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Fellas, they are heating up from outside now.
Yep, of their last 5 hoops, 3 of them have come from long range.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Guys, you look at it, 1 turnover in the game, sometimes that can get overlooked, but I think it shows how well he's playing. I mean, he's really making the most of every possession.
There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Brooks, the pass to Garcia. Ashik. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds in the game. Matthews. He drains the quick shot. Matthews has got 4 points now in the quarter. Brooks dishes to Harden. Back to Brooks. 3-pointer. Gets it to go.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing him. I think they've got to find a way to chase him off the 3-point line.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
Here's the screen. Back to Harden. Fades and shoots. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks.
And that one should remove all doubt about the outcome of this game. This thing's over.
Now it's just a matter of what the winning margin's going to be.
Aldridge can't get that one to fall. The Rockets shooting an impressive 65%, having their way with this defense. Harden kicks to Montezumas. Back to Harden. Fades away. Can't get it to go. And the Trailblazers going the other way.
That's going to do it. I don't think they have enough time here.
This one's in the books.
And Matthews gets it to go.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
Harden the pass to a Sheik. Lopez is there. He goes up. Shot's good by a Sheik.
And this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yep, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
And Lillard kicks to Matthews. Good look. Can't get it to fall. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, George Ents